the power of plants. So here we are in our wastewater treatment room for our laundromat, which is required in New York State before you release the water back. And we've been experimenting with this. So the dirty water gets trickled through all this cover crop and different seeds and the roots. We put the coconut husk on the bottom, and then every week or so we sprinkle more weeds. Elephant ears seem to do really good, and it really helps the water. There's a soap digesting and grease digesting bacteria that's naturally in nature, and if you can get it working, it works great. So now we use all this organic non-GMO clover, cover crop, wheatgrass, daikon radish, and even duckweed works really good. And you can see we got another one over there. This is kind of a prototype. I'll show you right now. And it just trickles the system and feeds the main pit where all the dirty water and the tanks outside with a constant trickle of all this healthy, oxygenated, living water. Here's just a bucket full of aerators and a pump that cycles the water through here, because if it's soapy, when you're aerating, it'll all foam out. So this is a concealed system, and then everything overflows right down there into the pits on the outside, and then it comes back in. And here we're able to adjust the flow of dirty water that goes into those tanks with these little valves and shut them. And this is the return, which cycles the water again before it goes through the carbon. So it gets filtered like 10, 20 times before it even gets out. So we don't always leave these on, only trickle them when we backwash 2 or 3 times a week just to feed the system. If you try to put, that water's pretty clean because it's the second round, but if it's on a soapy Saturday and it's full of bleaches and everything, the plants can't handle a constant barrage of that dirty water. So we only circulate a little bit and let it reheal and circulate and get oxygen in here and in the outside tanks. All right, let's check out this guy. So here's the other tank. We've got a little heater and the water circulates through here, and we keep the water try to 70 degrees. So it's always flowing and circulating. And this is the coconut husk, where as we throw the microgreens and the clover, it grows up. Maybe it dies back down, and we sprinkle new seeds every month. And it helps incredibly with the soaps and the greases as it digests it, even before it gets to the carbon. Living filter. All right, now that the system is running, every time it backwashes, we have 2 little valves. As you can see down there, the water's coming in, the pump's running, and 2 little valves. As you can see, it's filling it up. Just trickle, maybe 10, 15 gallons an hour. And we let this fill up with the dirtiest water and let it sit in there. It fills up that tank, and that tank, and activates and feeds this soap digesting, grease digesting bacteria that lives on these root systems. And then everything cycles through here, and there's a little bit of water that trickles back down into the system, just feeding it. And then everything cycles back through, and this would be the dirty water coming from the laundromat. Works incredible.